Why is the crypto crowd picking on Paul Rickard? Why is Zip and Afterpay dumping Australia? And have you missed the Latitude boat? I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about money. Okay, Paul, you courageously took on the crypto crowd, asking questions about whether you can trust this mob and therefore the price. And you got stuck in. People got stuck into it. They hated you.
They hated me, Peter, because I challenged the crypto crowd. I said there was only used by criminals and people trying to avoid taxes.
That was a bit narrow.
And it was a little narrow and a bit provocative. But look, it did raise the issue, and the issue for me with cryptocurrencies, they're here to stay. But regulation. We need regulation. We're going to get a lot of central banks come out with their own currencies.
You've heard of Britcoin?
Britcoin is coming, and I guess
bonds are after Bitcoin.
Yeah, the RBA will get its act together at some stage, and so will the European Central Bank.
Ozcoin.
So look, the caution here, of course, is that the world's gone mad, all right?
Yes,
I mean,
we know that.
The number of people I've met the last couple of weeks who've gone long at crypto, right?
Yeah.
They're into Bitcoin or Ethereum or something else, and they've all made spectacular money. I don't know. Caution, Peter. It's a bubble, and we all know what happens to bubbles at some stage. So just if you're out there and you've missed the crypto rush, I don't know. I think it's big. You got to be cautious because we saw the price of Bitcoin come off 15% over the weekend. Settled around 56,000 US dollars. But tomorrow, is it 100,000 or is it back to 20? Who knows, right?
The bottom line is it's not really like a currency because it doesn't have the level of acceptance. But it is a great speculative asset, isn't it?
Well, so that's right, and it doesn't have the acceptance. And B, currencies don't lose 15% on the weekend, right? Just because
maybe Argentinians ones can.
And then there are all these other sort of stories out there. There are various sort of other things allegedly happening in the crypto world that might see it go higher or lower. There are a lot of spruikers, Peter, and when you get spruikers, you've got lots of money to make and lots of money to be lost. So be careful, right?
As a so-called expert, I've got to say, if I don't understand it, I can't invest in it. But I wish I did. Next one, Paul. Zip and Afterpay, are they dumping us? Are they leaving Australia, trying to make it big in the Big Apple?
Well, I guess they are, Peter. I mean, both Zip and Afterpay, the US is the key part of their growth story. Zip, their QuadPay business, almost 50% of revenue, will be over 50% by the next quarter. Yeah. With Afterpay, growth in the US has been their biggest driver. So look, bigger markets, bigger opportunities. And of course, look, from a shareholder point of view, where they've got to keep raising money and keep raising funds because it's a lending business. Yeah. There are advantages being listed in the US. In fact, one of the disadvantages for being an Australian company is that many US companies aren't allowed to invest outside the States. They're very restrictive, despite the so-called home of capitalism, right? Yeah. So I think it was inevitable both were going to head there. Yeah. There have been some in that market. Sezzle came to Australia, so there are,
Well, we are seen as the leading nation when it comes to buy now, pay later, and we've been invested in it. But the bottom line is, once America starts catching up to us, all the capital's there, and that's why. But we'll be dual listed.
We'll be dual listed. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing for the Australian share price, right, to have a wider audience. So, look, I think in anything it's a positive. It's why Afterpay did okay in all things considered yesterday. Look, I mean, good luck to them. I mean, I think the fact that it's great to see an Aussie companies
I agree.
Taking on the rest of the world, Pete.
Yeah, and showing them how to give money to people to buy stuff. You think the Americans will buy
something
that?
new, right?
All right, finally, have you missed the Latitude boat? Now, in case you don't know what Latitude is a lending business. It listed yesterday. We all know because Alec Baldwin does those fantastic ads. But is the business as good as those ads?
Well, the best thing about the business are the ads, Peter. I don't know if they're still on TV, but I really do like the ads. Look, I'm not a Latitude fan. Look, to be fair to Ahmed and the team there. Look, it's the old GE finance business. It's pretty ropey, rats and mice lending, right? And they've done well, right? Because GE spent a lot of money in over many years in Australia building the book up, and Latitude have moved in. They've got some good clients, and they've got a buy now, pay later product. But look, I guess at 260, which the float was, it was probably reasonably priced. Yesterday it opened in the high 290s, finished about 270. Good for the IPO market, but I don't think it's a company you have to own. So I'm going to pass on Latitude.
You don't see this as an Afterpay or Zip waiting
I don't see this as an Afterpay or a Zip waiting to happen. And if you bought it yesterday in 298 or 299, wherever it got to, I think the market told you something. The other problem with this company is that, look, there are three big sellers who own about 70% of the stock. This is the third time they've tried to list it. At some stage, they want to get out. That's why they've been listing it. They've all escrowed for the next 12 months, but there's a lot more stock to come out. So it's going to inhibit any growth in the share price. People know there's a bundle of stock to come out in 12 to 15 months' time.
So the crypto crowd hates you, now the Latitude crowd's going to hate you. You're building up a real hate crowd.
I am a hate crowd. I'm a hate person.
I'm Peter Sizzle.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're
Mad about money.
Shh.